course, to be joined by a top former hockey player. I've been part of the hockey growth in this country on the sidelines. Nimekuwa tu nikiona hockey na nimeona hockey. The only thing I can play close to hockey is golf, the sport that I've just been discussing a while ago. But I'm honored to be joined by Lydia Kaparo. Karibu sana TV 47. Najua ulikuwa Radio 47 ukiroga vitu kule na wenzangu kule kina Lucky Eriano na kina mulikuwa na kina Arocho kule na wengine pale. Now of course we are here on TV 47. Karibu sana. Lydia Kaparo is a former national team for hockey, as well as of course a top cricket player. Let's just discuss about cricket and hockey. Of course can be spoken in the same breath. Sidio, karibu sana.
Thank you.
Tuambie, as of now, in your own analysis, cricket and hockey, where are we? Ilikuwa kitambo ina sahi tuko wapi, Lydia?
I mean, I would say back in the days, we used to be somewhere, as you said. But, you know, it takes a lot of going to the roots, grassroots, to get the talent for you to actually be able to nurture that and actually get proper players who can represent the country. So we've been struggling in that. And I mean, sometimes it can come to the federation leaders. You know, if the top doesn't work well, then it's not going to work at the bottom. So I feel like the federations should really look into going back to the drawing board and seeing what we can do to bring up these players from the grassroots. Yeah, indeed.
And of course, leadership. That's true. Leadership of federations. We have a new CS. Elections have been called for these federations. In your own analysis, do you think things will change? Ama tu the forest is itabaki tu. What do you think about the leadership? Because year in, year out, we've seen leaders come speaking heavy, then back to factory settings.
We can only be hopeful. My answer will be, I mean, we can always look at the brighter side. You never wish that things don't work out the right way. But I mean, we can only hope. We have a new CS. I believe he's coming in with his own agenda and wants to change how the sports look in the country. Yeah.
So we can change. Definitely, there's hope from how he speaks, from how he expresses himself. And of course, is it facilities? Is it talent? Is it scouting that has got us where we are in hockey and in cricket? Or what could be the main cause as to the nosedive of the popularity of the game?
I think the scouting and also the funding, because for you to be able to go back to the grassroots and all these counties to go and get players and start programs which are going to lead to national level, I think you need funding. So I think most of the federation, are struggling in terms of funding. So because you need coaches to go to those schools in Busia, Kisumu, Laikipia, any other county in the country, you need coaches. You need to facilitate their stay. You need to facilitate the equipment. You need to facilitate everything for those players to be able to play.
Indeed. And of course, recently the CS was speaking about how sports talents need to start from schools. These games need to start from schools. Instead, vis-a-vis me growing up, finishing college, then I realized, oh, I can play cricket. You know, these facilities, of course, you can speak about how cricket, I know some schools that actually have cricket and they play cricket very strongly. And what is challenging us or schools or institutions or clubs to be able to make the sport popular across all our 47 counties?
So I would say, I'll give myself an example. I work in an international school, and my God, we never, when we used to go to school, we never got these facilities. Yes, we were able to get to the national level, but if we, or maybe majority of very good talents in the country, if they're able to access such things, because in a school where I work, we have parents can buy you a kit. You want a kit, you get it. You want this, you get it. You want a football, you get it. You want boots, you get it. But you see now, when you come to our public schools and our private schools, we don't have the grounds, the facilities, the equipment. I think actually the challenge comes to the proper equipment. And also the coaches. You know, most of the schools, you will have teachers who have learned the sports and now coaching the schools. But you see, most of these schools end up, you have players ending up in the UK where they find or they meet coaches who are actually qualified to teach those sports. And I mean, when they start from prep school, going to high school, if they still get these facilities, it is very easy for them to be able to grow into the sports and nurture their talent properly. But I know the struggles we're having in the schools, sometimes it's grounds, equipment, as I said. I mean, it's a challenge sometimes, but I mean, I go back to funding. I mean, if we were able to do that, if we're able to get the funding into these schools and pump money into these schools, I think we'll be very, very far in terms of sports in the country. Yeah.
Indeed. And of course, I know recently, or this week, there's an international tournament that are happening at Gymkhana.
Yep.
Tell us about that, where we are at that, and what it was about.
Yeah, so far, yeah, so that's the World Cup Qualifier Challenge League, which is happening in Nairobi, Gymkhana. So you're most welcome. Please come and watch, come fill up the stadiums. So Kenya played their first match against Jersey. They've won comfortably. And I believe with that start, I think we can finish at the top of the table as of now, but they have to play 3 rounds for you to be able to qualify. So there's still a long way to go. So it's really lovely to have Kenya hosting such big countries. And, you know, I mean, it brings fame, and also like it helps our country to be placed in terms of in a map in the world. Yeah, so I mean, it's a good thing, and we are really happy we can finally come to enjoy big teams playing in Gymkhana, where we watched the World Cup in 2003. So I mean, it's a dream. I think we're gonna get back there. I'm hoping, I'm praying, and I think everybody else is. Of
course, yeah. And of course, recently my colleague Marion Chemutai came and covered a group of ladies who were playing cricket.
Yep.
And of course, they're discussing about the growth of cricket. As we wind up, how is women cricket? How is cricket and women? Where is it at? How do you see it? And how can ladies be part of cricket?
Yeah, so we've been doing well in the past years. And what we've done in the last 2 years, we've decided to, as a country, we've gone back, the selectors have decided, let's pick a new crop. So the team that we're having currently is a new crop, like the young players, and we're rebuilding. So we are hoping maybe in the next 4 to 5 years. I know Rwanda was here and we lost 4-1. Yeah. It was a serious sad, but yeah, I wouldn't really blame the players for their performances, because also it's a new crop and they're young. So by the time they get to understand the game and how the game is played, and the team play, because you're mixed up with some senior players who've been there. So getting to know each other and working together, it would take a bit of time. But I think, yes, we do have talent. And I think one day we're going to qualify.
You will definitely.
Yeah. As I said, hope, I think one day. And also, of course, hard work. You have to put in the hard work, yeah. So
some of the ladies, of course, who you are working together, I know it's very important for shout-outs. Those who are very supportive of cricket, who are they, what are they doing, mention their name, they'll feel nice.
Yeah, so I mean, like our director of women's cricket, she's called Pauline. She's done a good job. Brenda was also managing. They're doing a good job. Shout out to Maggie, Mercy, who are now coming into umpiring. I mean, it's a good thing. Sharon Juma, who's taken up now under 19 team manage. They were all players that we played in the team together, and taking up leadership positions. I mean, it's an amazing thing, and I'm really happy to see everyone growing. Yeah.
Indeed. Lydia Kaparo, of course, a former national hockey player, as well as current, doing exploits in our cricket circles. Thank you really indeed for making time on TV47. And thank you also for staying on Radio 47. And thank you for visiting Cape Media Limited. We appreciate, of course, for the efforts and the work you're doing in cricket as well as in hockey.
Thank you so much.
Asante. This is Sports Extravaganza. Lydia Kaparo there. I told you we give you a cocktail of the proper sports happening in and out of the country. At this juncture, I will quickly take you to the rugby RFUA ground.